Hi guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel with me, Monique. For today's topic, I'm going to talk about why I don't shop at fast fashion. If you're new to my channel, I upload videos weekly about style, mindful shopping, travel, and everything in between. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate it if you would like to take the time and subscribe. Like everyone else, of course, I have shopped at fast fashion, especially in my early 20s before I started my vintage journey, before I even knew what vintage really is. I mean, I have loved vintage since I could remember, but at that time I was not really exposed to it until I moved to New York. If you're not new to this channel, you know that I'm all about sustainability and vintage. So of course, the number one reason why I don't shop at fast fashion is because I'm a lover of vintage. I'm really into sustainability. In my opinion, vintage is always better because it's always unique. It's not likely that you go to an event and you find someone who would wear the same thing that you have in your wardrobe. Number two, I don't shop at fast fashion because I'm all about quality over quantity. I don't feel the need to buy more than I need. I don't feel the need to just keep buying. I'm very particular about natural fiber. I try not to buy polyester because it is essentially plastic. Also, in terms of quality, I prefer to buy something that I know will last a long time. For example, this is a vintage Hermes shirt that I'm wearing. This is from the men's section. It's most likely more than 10 years old and it still looks amazing. And I like things to be like that. I like things that I can keep for years, things that are made well, stitched well, and will last longer. Number three, why I don't shop at fast fashion is because I'm not really into trends. As we all know, fast fashion mainly sells trendy pieces, and I'm more into classic pieces, you know, like a good shirt or like a blazer or a pair of tailored pants, things like that. So I'm not really into trends, and I don't feel the need to keep buying whatever it is that's trendy for the season. Also, do you know trends come in circles? So whatever you think that is trendy now is actually taken from the past. For example, now it's all about the early 2000s. Paris Hilton kind of slinky dress and the velour suits and all of that from the early 2000s, the small glasses. Those are from the early 2000s, things that you can actually easily find if you go to a thrift store. So there are ways to keep up with the trend, and it doesn't have to be fast fashion all the time if you want to be creative and if you have a little bit more patience. Because of course, if you are looking at a thrift store or a vintage store for things that are trendy now, you need a little bit more patience, which a lot of people don't have nowadays. Number four is kind of an obvious reason why I don't shop at fast fashion is because of waste. I don't want to contribute to the waste that they are creating. Let's not even talk about how they are not paying their employees, you know, fairly. We all know that. But also the waste that they produce and the waste that people produce by consuming so much, by buying so much pieces of clothing every single week, every single season, and just throwing them out after like a few weeks or a few months, because of course these things don't last, and they just like donate them and throw them out, and it becomes waste. Unfortunately, now fashion is one of the biggest pollutants, and we need to do something about that. The fact that fast fashion price things at very, very low price, it creates this psychology to people that, oh, I can just buy this thing for $10-20 and wear it for a few times and throw it out without any guilt because it was just so cheap. Back in the day, in the 50s and the 60s or even older, people did not have as many clothes as we used to have now. You can read all about that in Dana Thomas's book, How Luxury Lost Its Luster. It talks about how back in the day, people have, you know, your grandmas and your grandpas, they didn't have the same amount of clothes that you have nowadays. But whatever they had, they would have for years, and they could wear it for years. And that's where vintage coming from. It's from those clothes in the 50s and the 40s and older, the 70s. And they still last, and they still look amazing, and they're still wearable even today. You can't really say that for fast fashion clothing. I don't think you would be able to wear them in the next 20 years. Maybe some of them if they are made better, but most of them are not going to be wearable 20-30 years from now. Number 5, I don't believe that fast fashion is the only affordable option in terms of shopping for clothes. I've touched about this on number 3. If you have the patience and you want to go to the vintage route, or you want to go thrifting, you could find basically everything and anything. And if you would like to wait for the end of the season, there's always end of season sales where you can get things up to 80% of the retail price. You can shop at outlets. There's so many outlets available, and especially in big cities, so many discounts, events nowadays. Stores just keep having discounts, so there are ways to find things that are still affordable but made better and will last longer. So those are my 5 reasons why I don't shop at fast fashion. Please let me know in the comment section down below what you think about fast fashion and whether or not you shop vintage. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye!